What's up guys, Chris here from Vo-Gus Prospect. If you're new to the channel, a big warm welcome. If you're an old multi-hat like this one, welcome back. Today, I'm going to answer a question that I get asked all the never. I've never been asked this question, but we're going to answer it anyway. Today we're going to work out how long it would take to collect 1 ounce of alluvial gold as an amateur prospect miner. Not too long ago, Dan Hurd ran a couple of videos where he found out how long it would take him to pan 1 ounce of alluvial gold and high bank 1 ounce of alluvial gold, and it really got me thinking about my area and what the gold's like here. So I want to run a very similar test here in Australia to see how long it would take to collect 1 ounce of gold. It must be said that I am talking about doing this on an amateur scale, a scale where the weekend prospector would come out and do this. This is not gold rush. This is not going out with industrial equipment and getting bucket loads of dirt shoveled through a major sluice. This is what we're talking about: a little high banker, a shovel, some manual labor, and a hell of a lot of elbow grease. Today I'm using the Goldratt Mini 6 high banker. It is the fastest unit I have for processing dirt, although on a sliding scale it's probably at the very bottom of dirt processing power when it comes to high bankers, because it's about half to a third smaller than a regular high banker. So this is a damn sight more efficient than a river sluice, but it's still a lot slower than a full-sized high banker. No matter how much processing power you have, it always comes back down to the ground that you're on. Every pay streak will end eventually, and that just means that you have to go out and prospect and find another spot. So yes, I could have a unit that processes more dirt, but eventually this spot would run out and that processing power would be made redundant. So you've got to make sure that you're on the right ground. This ground is good enough to high bank, it's probably slightly too much to river sluice, and it's way too much to pan. There's too much dirt here for that to be efficient. So the Goldratt Mini 6 in this situation is absolutely perfect. Let's throw some dirt in the pan, see some gold. The results from one unclassified shovel. This is the gold here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, about 15 bits. To run this experiment properly, we are going to time it. The time is 9 AM, and what we're going to do is at the end of the day work out how many hours and how many grams we got to figure out how long it would take you to get an ounce. Well, we've got some little bits of gold sitting in the top riffles for the first 15 shovels, so that's a good sign. And we're starting to get a couple of nice pieces of gold in the mat. But there's been a soil change, so we're going to do a test pan and see if we are still on the streak. It's super important to test all soil changes because you don't know if the gold's getting better or worse, and those tests will tell you whether you should be digging deeper or you should be moving left or right. we've got a result.
There's the gold we got for one shovel out of an unclassified pan. Before we had 15 specks, now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10. So it's dropped in specs and in size. This tells me that it is probably still worth throwing through the sluice if it comes up on the shovel, but it's not worth concentrating on. So I'm going to start moving downstream and keep cutting out the pastry. Nice bit of Chinese pottery. How cool is that? I love finding this sort of stuff. Zoe will be absolutely stoked because she collects this. Nice. It's lunchtime on the creek. I say lunchtime, it's been like an hour, but I'm hungry. Bring it here. Good boy. Bring. I have now run about 60 shovels. I've been here for 2 hours and I've run out of easy to get to pay. And what I mean by that is I'm having to walk shovels from over here all the way back to the high banker over here. It's decreased my efficiency. 2 hours is a really nice time to sort of see the results as well. It's a good shovel run and this should give us a good indication of how long it would take to find an ounce. We're going to clean the river sluice up first for one simple reason. I don't think there's going to be overly much gold in it, and if there is, it's likely to be the very, very fine stuff that's scooted either over the top of this when I overloaded it, because I do that, or from when dirt from the shovel has fallen down the face of this and landed on that. You may have heard me talk about acceptable losses before, and this is it. This is all the gold we lost out of the main high banker for a 60-ish shovel run, and it's less than the spec count you get from one shovel of dirt from our tests earlier. That is a fantastic result. That is more than acceptable. Now we've got to clean that thing out, which always takes far, far longer. But luckily I've got a plan. And I'm just going to use some of my voodoo magic, so we can get straight to the results, which look like this. That's not a bad result. I'm guessing it's about 1/2 gram. I mean, it took me forever to separate it from this stuff, and there's a lot of gold down here too. Oh, look at it. Very, very nice. But the proof is in the proverbial pudding, and that means I have to take you home, I have to get some scales, dry the gold, clean it up properly, and then we can do some maths, because we all love maths. So I will see you at home. And here we are with the gold. This is that gold next to an Australian 5-cent coin and the Clash Guitars pick. And it wasn't until I got home and did the proper clean out of the black sand that I realized how much fine gold was actually in that take. And my point in case is this. You know, that's probably the nicest speck of gold that we got in this pan,
But when you compare it to the thousands of small bits of gold up the top there, you can definitely tell that that's going to weigh a hell of a lot more than that one bit. Now originally I said this was going to be about half a gram. I'm looking at that and I'm thinking it's probably actually going to be closer to 3/4 to a gram. In total, I was on the creek for about 2 hours, but working wise, because I played frisbee with Grizzly and I'm doing video filming, I know that I've probably utilized half an hour where I've mucked around with cameras, mucked around with Grizzly, ate lunch. So we're going to say an hour and a half total time for this gold. Scales are teared off to 0 and we are about to find out how much gold we got. Oh, nice. Very, very nice. 0.83. Now that is not a bad result for an hour and a half and 60 shovels. So now we get to do the sweet maths. 0.83 grams in an hour and a half means it would take me approximately 56 hours to get a grand total of 1 troy ounce of gold. 1 troy ounce of gold is worth about $1,800 in today's Australian market, fluctuating a little bit up and down obviously, and that's not bad. 56 hours is about a week and a half's worth of work. That means you're making $1,800 in a week and a half, and that's pretty decent money. You could live off that. Now it must be said that I was on incredibly average ground. There is much richer ground out in the northeast of Victoria that would have yielded me an even bigger take-home payday, but these spots are a little bit harder to find. It means in a year, if you went out once a week and you pulled that, you would literally come out with an ounce of gold by the end of the year. So for those of you who do it a little bit more or work a little bit harder, then the rewards could be even greater. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you did enjoy this video. Remember to hit that like, share and subscribe button if you did enjoy it, because that helps me grow the channel bigger and better for you guys. Check out the rest of my channel. There's some videos out there that might just blow your skirt up, blow your socks off and get that gold fever cranking. Peace, and I'm out.